It's a pretty good show. Yeah, it's coming up. You just got to hang on. Just remember, leave a rag at the bottom of the stairs. If you remember that, then the rest will just fall into place. I'll see you in 6 minutes. all this 10 seconds before we're going, I knocked over my whiskey right before we were beginning. I was going to raise my glass. Now my whiskey's all over my third. It smells? That's a good smell, though. It's not a bad smell. Is your microphone near your face, or do you sound like you're echoing?
No, it's not near my face.
Pull the microphone near your goddamn... You know what? You are this close to getting divorced. This close.
It smells like whiskey in here.
Because I just spilled my whiskey all over. I had 13 credit cards because I had to buy something today, and I had to put $4 on this card and $6 on that card and $18 on this card. But I got it paid for, so who cares? But not that I care that I wrecked all my credit cards because they're all maxed out now anyway. So anyway, I knocked over the whiskey, which means we got to try again. Stand by. You want to redo? You want to do the whole thing over again, or you guys just want to be patient for 5 seconds? That's what I thought. Let me gather my composure and start again. Welcome to the Bottom of the Glass Nation. This is Gen X Talks, broadcasting from KGXT Studios, 200 feet below occupied California. And this drink's for you guys. Raise a glass. Here we go. Knocked over my whiskey. My wife yells, "Party foul." I'm like, no shit. Ah, damn hippies. All right. We had a great show. No. I got stuff. I actually thought things through and organized some of my thoughts into a formidable conversation. All right, so there was something I got to start with. I got to tell you something in the beginning. We got to get something out of the way. You have to leave a rag at the bottom of the stairs. Now, this particular conversation is going out to a staff member. It's going out to Ashley. She's on staff here, and she has some inspection coming up, and she hates inspection. She got to get all her shit squared away, get it all tight, and she's freaking out about getting an inspection, which, well, we all do that. Anytime any of us, from whether your mom's inspecting your room so you can go outside and play, or you have a drill instructor, or your boss is coming through the shop, everybody's gone through an inspection at some point. Now, here's what I learned. An older guy, and he was really old. When he told me this advice, I bet he was 40. Because I was 23, and anybody older than me is an old man. Anybody younger than me is a kid. Now that you know what's going on, I'm glad you're coming along with me on that one. All right. So he was in the Navy, and no matter how he cleaned his engineering area, no matter what he did, no matter how hard he scrubbed it, there was this one, I don't know if he was a captain or an admiral, I don't know, some guy with flashy stars and ribbons would come down the ladder and look around. He would stay in engineering until he found something to clean. It didn't matter what it was. It could be something big, something small, something. You make something up. But the guy says he would not leave until he found something. And he wouldn't inspect it. He goes, about once a month we'd have an inspection where this guy came around. So he says, I learned that he wouldn't leave until he found something. So I'd take a dirty rag and I'd hide it under the back of the ladder that he was coming down on. And he would eventually see the rag. And as soon as he saw it, he'd say, all right, square away that rag. And he'd leave. He'd go. So the moral of the story here is you give the inspector something to find. They go, aha, look what I found in my brilliance inspecting capabilities, my superior inspection intellect. You give them something, and then they leave. So that's all I was saying, Ash, was leave a rag at the bottom of the stairs. All I'm trying to do is be helpful here. I'm just trying to get everybody to get along, trying to promote the human condition in the right way. All right. So, yeah, that was one thing. Just remember that. Leave a rag at the bottom of the stairs. Do you see everybody writing that down? There's dudes writing down going, some goddamn good fucking advice. Leave the rag at the bottom. Fucking A. Just do that. Write it down. All right. We do have a new $2 whore tonight. A very familiar $2 whore. Anytime you guys donate $5, Mrs. Fort Watten's ass shaped peaches appear in the jar. The jar is right over here. See the jar? Bump, 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 bump. There's the jar, ass-shaped pieces made from a mold of Mrs. Fort Watten's ass. So it's identical. When you're seeing it, it's a real thing. But the $2 whore is $2. Somebody who whores themselves out and agrees to go down inside the jar with Mrs. Fort Watten's ass shaped peaches. So anytime you put the face with the peaches, well, you get the picture. Anyway, so there is a new $2 whore. If you know who it is, let me know. Don't just sit there and guess name after name. I hate people who do that. Well, they know 35 names in here, so they just run through all the names as fast as they can. Like, oh, look how smart I am. I guessed every name possible. Am I the winner? No, you're an asshole. And you're fucking up everybody's evening. Stop doing that, dickless. Yeah, you know who you are. You know the dickless wonder. Tim H., welcome to Bottom of the Glass Nation. I caught that one on my own, Tim. Hope everybody welcomed Tim, because when I didn't... I'm telling a story here, I can't read the comments over there. You guys are going to have to do that for me. Oh, who else is in there? Another member, Matthew Caress. Welcome to the KGXT studios. He picked the top tier. Matthew Caress. That can't be his real name. You imagine how cool it is when you're in high school and some chick comes up and goes, "What's your name?" And he leans in and goes, "I'm Matthew. Matthew Caress." That's right. Caress. Would you like to try me? I'm Matthew Caress. I'm trying to get my wife's attention right now. She's not fucking biting on that whatsoever. She got her finger in her mouth and she's looking straight. I don't know what she's doing, but it ain't paying attention to me. Anyway, Matthew Caress, probably your real name, but I'm just saying, high school, man. You got to take advantage when you can. You got a shitty last name. You got to come up with something else. You had a cool last name. All right. So let's see. You know what I didn't do? I didn't open up the sheets. I got to open up the sheets. For those of you who don't know, the sheets are Google Docs or Google Sheets, and my wife is over there pulling things off of YouTube for me to read. I think Lionheart is pulling things off of Facebook for you to read. Nobody's pulling things off of Rumble because Rumble failed tonight. I don't know whether it was an us fail or a Rumble fail, but somebody failed, and we're not on Rumble. So Josh Maddox is going to be wandering around the planet. He is now a free roaming moderator. All right. Tuesday, Bottom of the Glass Nation announcement. Bob and Krista's anniversary. I think I overly took care of that last time. Joshua Smith, Mr. Bum Fiddly. There's nothing on there. It just says it's an announcement. Bottom of the Glass announcements. Now, the first one said it was their anniversary. This one just says announcement. Joshua Smith. All right.
What?
Announcement. Mr. Bum Fiddly. There you go. Announcement. Eric Cognac. That's
Their
how
birthdays.
I say it. Dravy and Loud One. Now, the bottom one says Loud One's birthday. I have no idea what the other guy just says. There's announcements there. So, Joshua Smith, Mr. Bum Fiddly, Eric Cognac, and Dravy, perhaps you guys are sitting around a Dairy Queen having a chocolate dip cone, and I'm supposed to announce it. No one said. On the other hand, there's a slim possibility that it was for a birthday, and I'm supposed to wish everybody happy birthday, and no one wrote down the word birthday. Well, there you go. Happy birthday, everybody. And the last one, Loud Ones. He's a big supporter of the program, fan for years and years and years. Loud One's birthday. Now, I've looked at Loud One in person. I've seen the age on and the miles on that man's face. If I had to guess, I'm going to say 62, 63. Now he's a little rough around the edges. I can get away with that because I'm here and he's not. Also in the sheets, Jeffrey Montgomery, I have a question for all of you. What year did you stop listening to the new music, realizing what you grew up with was enough? For me, it was about 1990, and I listened to the 1930s to 1990. That's funny, Jeffrey. That's about the time I do, too. Right about 1990 was when I quit caring about it. I'm sure there's some good music. I can probably pull some songs from 1990 to 2000 individually, but as a whole, I quit listening. And I'm the type of guy, I will listen to Frank Sinatra. I will listen on an afternoon to the big band era and over again. Yeah, and my grandmother used to date Tommy Dorsey, so now you know that. That's a little bit of inside information. All right, so I don't know if you guys have had this problem. So as I'm doing some homework, and everyone just relax. If it's time to sit down with your drink, so put the dog out, shut the door, pull the drapes, turn out the lights, settle into your comfy chair. I don't care if you have some music lightly playing in the background. Coast 103 FM is fine. Everything else, turn it off. Have you ever gone in there when you're doing some prep, you're doing some homework like I was today, and Google disappears? I go just to my regular homepage, and it's usually Google, and what do you want to do? I very much like Google for that stuff. And it's like Bing. And the next time it's Yahoo, and the next time it's something else. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And Google's gone. And every time I click on the Google link, my screen flickers, and it won't go to it. I'm like, okay, you Nazis. You goddamn Google Nazis. They took it away. It took me an hour to figure out how to get my search engine back to Google, which was quicker, and then my homepage, which would not do it. It was not on there. It would not go. Nothing. So I don't know what's going on. But I'm telling you, when it comes to searching information, I am a Google fanatic. I like Google very much, and I try to get through to my kids, and they don't believe me. I'm older than Google. And they just shake their heads. Okay, now you've gone off the reservation, Dad. You're over the line there. No, it's true. I'm older. I promise you, I am older than Google. I'm older even probably than the word Google. Now, that's probably not true. I'm not that old. But Google, as far as it comes with alphabet, with search engines, I promise you, I am older, and we can comma and wiser. Well, you know what? Maybe I am wiser. I didn't say I knew more than Google. I just said maybe I was wiser than Google. That would be a debate to have. Yeah, I don't want to argue information. Google's got way dibs on that over me. But, however, I might be able to argue that I'm wiser than Google. I'm definitely older than Google. Anyway, I don't know if you ever had that. So the other thing was I found out the guy what was the guy's name who worked at Jack Daniels? You guys remember his name? He's actually works at Jack Daniels. It's like a dream job. And he told me that they're not going to make green label Jack Daniels anymore. Not the tan label with the little green stripe around it. That is not what I'm talking about. I mean full-blown number 7, just like the black label. It is a green, solid, big label whiskey. Now, if it's true that it's no longer being produced, if that was the last run and they're done, then somebody east of the Mississippi has to go find one sitting on a shelf someplace and buy it and send it to me. I'll pay you for it, but I got to have one here. I got to have a bottle behind me of the green label. If there's, you got to go look, because if they're off the shelf, they're off the shelf. But once they're off the shelf, I can't get one. And I don't really go to eBay and pay a bunch of money when some dude in Nebraska finds out he's the only jabroni with one left and he's going to charge $900 for the bottle. Just, if there's some out there, if you guys stumble across, don't pretend you guys don't go to liquor stores. Of course you do. All I'm asking is, could you please, on your way out, when you're grabbing your Coors, can you just look around and see if they have some green label Jack? If it's true they're not producing it anymore, then you guys are my only hope. So please look around and let me know. You can email me, call me, send up smoke signals, or light a flare. I promise I will respond. All right. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I got to drink again. I just can't do this without drinking. I need a drink. I want to drink. I usually don't want to drink, but I'm going to drink tonight. And so we're going to pour this one right here. And we'll have a toast to the bottom of the glass nation who came up with the phrases circling the wagons and all sorts of other weird shit you guys come up with. You guys nicknamed us all extras in the Legion of X. You nicknamed me the General. I'll be goddamned if every funny thing that's going on in the bottom of the glass nation right now doesn't come from 2.5 years of us all drinking. You guys coming up with the weirdest shit ever. This one's to you guys. This one's for the nation. We got a lot to talk about tonight. All right, let's go.
Do you have a pic of the green label? Somebody's asking.
What's that?
Do you have a picture of the green label?
Are you whispering for a reason? Your mic is on.
I'm trying to read and...
The green label looks identical to the black label. It's not tan. It doesn't have a stripe. It is just green. Just Google green label old number 7. Pong, comes right up. All right. So where was I? Have you guys been participating in the automotive polling on the kids' YouTube community section? I've been helping him with the car one because we did best rock and roll band of all time. We did best male lead singer. We did best guitarist. And there's hundreds of thousands of votes. And you can put them up in groups of 4, then the next group of 4, then the next group of 4. And when we're doing when we're doing bands, we're doing female lead singer, vocalist, musician, whatever. Then we're doing the male one. You'd watch the polling. You'd get to about 7,000 votes in about 2 or 3 days. And right around 7,500 votes, we'd start, going to the next poll, go on to the next round, as you would say. The car one. We put something up for pick 4 cars, pick one of 4 cars. Then we put up the next round, one of 4 cars, the next round, 10,000 a day. Now, maybe if it's on a Sunday, it slows down a little bit, but every other one, you think, okay, I can put up the poll and I can wait a couple days. I can wait for it to get to 10,000, 2 or 3 days. Then I can, every day, we have to change the poll pretty much every single day now. There is over 10,000. If I left all the polls up there, we delete the last few because we keep them running total for everybody to see in the description. But if I left them up there, some of those polls would have 30, 40,000 votes on it. I don't think it would change the outcome. They're all pretty uniform, but that's amazing. If you're part of the community section, especially if you're a member, if you're a green member of the community section, this isn't on Facebook. Facebook doesn't have a place for that, but YouTube does, and YouTube produces it. You just have to go in and click on the buttons. It's absolutely incredible how many people participate, and it draws people to the kids' channel. It draws new people that are in there going, I'll go check this out. It's really something. And YouTube put that together. All we did was take advantage of it. But I want you guys to know that it's there, and it's going like crazy. Yeah. All right, let me read between the sheets. Then we're going to get to stuff that I want to talk about. Bum, bum, bum. All right, let me scroll back up here. Jason Miller, new member. Good evening, everyone. Hang on a second. I saw that Loud One put something in the messages, and it's not in the sheets that I can see, so that's going to bum me out. All right. Member for 1 year. Who are we at? Jason Miller, new member. Good evening. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. May I suggest we cut fence and get after a lot of truth tonight? Well, if we have to, let's open it up. Jason Miller, letting everybody hang out together all in one shot. Cut the fence. Let's get moving through. Leo, blah, 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 Leo, Burley, Leo, I don't know, Burley, double I. To the general, kids need to learn in school from the music teacher, Money by Pink Floyd. I'm a millennial, but identify more as a Gen X thanks to my dad. Love your comments and everything. Hey, listen, if you're a millennial, but you feel Gen X, you think Gen X, you behave Gen X, then gather up all your stuff, walk across the line that's drawn right there and hang out with us. We welcome you on our side of the fence. We're not discriminating, man. You know, it's not your fault if you were born in the wrong era, but gather up all your stuff and come on over. The water's fine and we got cookies. All right. Laura Danskin checking in from Maine. That's about as far away from me in the United States as you can get right now. Laura, thanks for saying hey. Think she was over there on Facebook. iWrench454. Hello, Bottom of the Glass Nation. Multitasking, listening in, and keeping an eye on our local school election results. I am up for re-election this year. I didn't even know he was running. I would have said something. I didn't know where he's running or what he probably doesn't want no endorsement from Gen X Talks. Just don't tell anybody you know us. I am Wrench. I understand. I'll keep it real quiet. Multiverse Media Space. Love this channel, how this channel has evolved. We really have something special here. I'm grateful for it. And we come in on a friendly argument over whiskey. Well, of course. That's where you start. All good things start with whiskey. All bad things probably start with whiskey. The Disney Kid, member for 1 year. Evening General, love the hat. Tonight's Cali Cat's daughter's 12th birthday. Well, don't know her name, but happy birthday to Disney Kid's chick's daughter's 12th birthday. I read it how you wrote it, man. Don't be mad at me. Samuel Pancake, member for 6 months. Member for 9 months, I'm an extra. Okay, I don't understand what that means. Member for 6 months and member for 9 months, he's an extra. Sam, that's the most confusing intro I've ever had. Tim Mitchell, member for 1 year. Member for 12 months, I'm an extra. Trash for Life, Thrash for Life, member for 1 year. Member for 13 months now. I don't know why they're coming through like that. That's weird. I'm just going to read one. Bottom of the Glass Nation, Thrash for Life, thank you very much. And still climbing the ladder of Gen X Talks, Bottom of the Glass Nation. And that's what he was trying to say. Thrash was trying to put together a sentence. It just didn't come out right. Makes it even worse when he's using $6 words and I'm a $3 guy. Really tough for me to process that stuff. But that's why we're staying inebriated. In fact, you know what? Let's improve the vocabulary a little bit. This is, it says right here on the bottle. Let me make sure it's got the right bottle. I don't want to have the wrong bottle. Yeah, right there. It says vocabulary improvement whiskey. So this right here, it clearly says on here, I will begin to speak better. Now, if you're drinking the whiskey that allows you to hear things better, then we're great. That means I'm taking the whiskey that makes me talk better, and you're taking the whiskey that makes you listen better. That's a symbiotic relationship if we've ever had one. Mrs. 4 Watton, member for 1 year. I'm holding 2 liters of Green Label. Oh my God. Now, she didn't say she was holding him hostage. Mrs. 4 Watton's on staff here, the lovely, the classy, the ever-present Mrs. 4, who's the ats-shaped peaches are from her. Thank you very much. I'm holding 2 liters of Green Label. She's probably drinking it. She's probably mixing it in with her moon sign peach hooch as she's sitting out on her front porch right now, just stirring it with her finger like chicks do, making me all jealous and feel terrible about myself. Good job, Mrs. 4. And I'm going to hang up and just go kill myself now. Nope, man. Case or single bottle of Green Label. Whoa, whoa. Oh, that's Mop Man. I thought it said Nope Man. Mop Man, don't tempt me. I'd like 2 bottles. I'd like one to drink with you folks, and I'd like one to put on display that says, we got one and there's no more left, and Gen X Talks is just going to hang on. And that's what I'd like to do. Brandon Roller, member for 2 months, member for 4 months, KGXT Studios. Let's drink. I already did, man. 999 Fine, a distinctive member of Jack Daniel's family. The green label bottle, unfortunately, has seen distribution cuts and now is available only in 5 states. Currently New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Texas, and Tennessee. Well, thank God Mrs. Fort Watton lives in Tennessee. Thank God Josh Maddox lives in New Jersey. Now, it's not that big of a state. Just start driving around, knocking on doors. You're going to find some. He said it was there. Look, I'm telling you. If 99 Fine says it's there, then it's fine. Yeah. Joey Kid Brother Joey's in here. Member for 19 months, KGXC Studios. Still on the bus till the wheels fall off. Dude's been here for 7 months. Run, Bandit, run. Tech Dumb Dad, $5. Here's a link and for a bottle of Green Label. Thanks, Tech Dumb Dad. And in PayPal, Kevin Collette dropped in $5. Kevin Grimes, yay, I'm on the green again. Thank you so much, Mrs. Fort Watton. Kevin Grimes. You've been green a lot over the past couple of years. You've been green a lot. Loud One, $20, 3 hours of loading done, 2-hour drive done, park for now for the night. No drinking for me tonight, but I'll be making up for it. As from end of November till Christmas, I'll be home every other night. Shush is going to get sick of me. Well, no shit. You know, that's the shortest marriage on planet Earth because she's going to divorce you. If you're going to be home every other day, about the 4th time you're home, she's going to go, okay, go get a job at a gas station, leave for 8 hours and come back. I'm just going to tell you, that's my prediction. All right, I'm stopping there at Loud Ones. I got stuff I want to talk about. We'll get back to the other ones. The sheets shall remain. They shall remain. All right, so I had some things I want. Well, let's drink again. To the bottom of the glass nation, to you guys. I love you guys. We wouldn't be anything without you guys. It's always fun to come in here and shoot the shit, just like we're kind of at a virtual bar. You guys are saying stuff. I'm responding. I'm saying stuff. You're responding. I know it's not a real bar, but it's as close as we get. And Josh Maddox will tell you it's the best ever bar when he's high. Otherwise, he says it right. This is for you guys. Here we go. And I haven't seen Two Bear tonight. When that motherfucker shows up, he's going to have to catch up. He's
in there. He slid in sideways, you know, coming in from work, but he's here.
Work. I tell you, what that guy does is not work. He eats donuts. Two Bear runs a huge car dealership down in Southern California, and at the top of his lofty Eiffel Tower, he sits there with binoculars and gets on the radio and goes, "You, fucker, back to work. Put the trash down. Let's go." Goes like this. You, put your lunch away. It's 33 minutes. Lunch is half an hour long, asshole. That's what Two Bear does all day. You think that's work? I could sit around and yell at people all day and make $150,000 a year. I could do that, but I don't. No, I'm not an asshole. Two Bear, biggest asshole you'll ever meet. That's not true. I love Two Bear. None of that was true. It's not even a true story. He's a janitor at Area 51, and he doesn't make much money at all. I'm just letting you guys know. All right, where was I? Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, a little too much cocaine today. I'm pulling off the Robin Williams. I had stuff to say. Okay. Hold on. What's it called again, sweetheart? The countdown calendar. What are they called?
Advent
calendar.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know how I missed this. If there was ever a Generation X Advent calendar, if there was ever one that I wanted to purchase, I don't care about the little Santa Claus opening the little windows in day 23, day 24, the little chimney things, little Christmas trees that the kids all love. Fine. I don't give a shit. I'm never going to seek one of those out. They always end up at my house because we have kids and grandkids. My wife always finds a new one every year, and they do all the fine. I don't care. This is one, I got to say, I might sell one of my kids for this because I don't know if they still make it or if this is a one-of-a-kind thing that someone should. Just pay attention to this. And I swear to God, watch, someone's going to have one of these. One of our listeners is going to have one. Okay, ready? This is the countdown to Christmas that I want. Can anybody tell what that is? Do you know what that is? Oh. That's Hans Gruber falling off of Nakatomi Plaza from the movie Die Hard. And every day he comes down a little bit until he gets to the bottom. Then you know that Christmas is here. Because Die Hard's a Christmas movie. I don't care what Bruce Willis and everybody says. It's a Christmas movie. And that's the advent calendar I want. I know that thing's going to be small and it's sitting on a desk, but I'd have one that was 9 feet tall. I'd have to have some grabby tool to day. I'd put it up if it had that. If it was 9 feet tall and had one, I'd use it. Now, the smaller ones my wife would probably allow, but if anybody even knows where one of those is, I desperately want to buy one. Just send me the link. They can't be a ton of money, but how cool is that? And how come I didn't know about this? How did I get from like 1987 to right now not knowing what this was? I don't get out enough. It's a true story. I don't get out. But you know what I do? I drink enough. I drink enough for not getting out because this gives you the knowledge of things that you don't know. I didn't know about it. And perhaps if I had drunk more, I would have known about the Nakatomi Plaza Advent calendar, but I didn't know. So I'm going to drink and see if there's other shit I don't know. Here we go. Oh, what are you barking at me about? What?
Sheets, babe, sheets.
Sheets. All right. Oh, let's go to the sheets. Where are the sheets? Boom, 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 boom. The sheets to today, it's on my right and your left. All right, let's see what we got in here. Phoenix Commissar Marcus. Oh, look, a wild Lionheart in the $2 whore jar. He got it. That's true. Lionheart, a senior member of staff, is the $2 whore. Every time over here, every time you put in $2, you're pressing Lionheart's face right up against Mrs. Four Watton's ass. Shaped peaches. Yeah, it all runs on donations. Your name goes across the screen right here, and it shows how much you donated, and it falls in the jar, and you get to be part of something special, like me. Phoenix comes down, special white helmet, short school bus. Don't get carried away. The shoeless one, you'll have a package in 2 days. My man, Shoeless Joe Jackson, coming through in a pinch. If he's sending it directly, that's cool, but wouldn't it be badass if he autographed it for me? You know, because Shoeless Joe Jackson, that'd be great. But I don't know. We'll see. Andrew Sauer, Texas here. I might be willing to donate. Well, Andrew Sauer, is it like you're part of Sig Sauer? You own the gun factory? Because if you do, that's interesting. If not, I'm just fucking with you because I've been drinking. Andrew, just hang back. You don't got to donate tonight. If you want to donate, there'll be a time. Stuff's coming up. But right now, just sit back, pretend it's a first date, and I'll do all the work. All right. Chris Stockham, $2. Let's see the $2 ladies of the night. There is not a better $2 whore than the original $1.55 whore that is Lionheart. Lionheart OG. Kevin Kelt, new member. Welcome. He's an extra. Kevin, thanks for hanging out. I'm glad you showed up. Just relax. You don't have to do anything but listen tonight. Kevin, just sit there, man. Now, listen. You joined up and you're an extra. Now, you paid a couple bucks there. Now, that's on me. I told you this was going to be fun and interesting. I suckered you into being an extra. That's on me. You can't have your money back. Yeah, even if you realize that this bus is going over the cliff and you're stuck on it, you're not getting your money back. However, Kevin, if you're a member next month and it says Kevin's been here 2 months, that's completely on you, my friend. That's your choice. I'll take responsibility for tricking you into this one, but the next one's on you. Kevin, welcome. Glad to have you here. Jonathan Smith, good to know. I'm not the last sane person in California. I'm trying to keep Rosemead from going to the left. Good fucking luck. All right, I'll drive south and head with you. We can stand shoulder to shoulder. I'm on the PTA and safety committees trying to keep our kids safe. I'm also running for school board here against someone who's been on for 25 years. I love you guys. Whoa, we need to keep that dude's name. Jonathan Smith, you're not just talking the talk, you're walking the walk, my friend. We're right there with you. Gen X Talk staff and a legion of extras. Guaranteed everybody is raising a glass to you right now for what you're trying to do. Keep up the faith, my man. I want to hear more, especially when the results are in. Mario, why do you do that? Mario, when you join up on Facebook, you can pick any name you want. You can have a superhero name. You could have been Mario Big Dick C, and I would have understood what that was. But you used your name. It's probably your real name, and I'm sorry you're French. It's not my fault. I didn't do it. How do you say that? Mario, I don't know. I love you. Whoa, it's gone. What the fuck happened? I was talking about Mario. All right. Mario Claro. Is it Claro? You are my soulmate. The thing you tell your son of what if I'm thinking half the time. Keep up the videos. Big fan from Canada, Mario. Thank you for tuning in and being a good sport, buddy. I'm just fucking around with you. Noel, $1.99. She said ass ahoy. Now, how did she know that Lionheart was an ass? Because it's $5 to put in the ass-shaped peaches. It's $1.99 to put in, well, the biggest ass we have on Gen X Talk staff. And I'm not fucking around with you. The dude's 9'11". He's 9'11" if he's a foot. Have you ever seen that guy? We actually have to Photoshop the pictures down in the stuff he's in so that we all look the same size. And even then, he's too big. Just letting you know it's the way it is. Yeah, fuck it. I got to drink again. It is a drinking night, ladies and gentlemen. In case you haven't figured it out, you can try to keep up if you want to. But I got some food in my stomach, and I'm also a 400-pound man that knows how to drink. Good luck. Ain't going to happen. All right. You know what I don't know? Is the Sun Valley Fox watching tonight? Because if he's not watching tonight, I can tell some really cool stories about his sister. But if he's watching, I can't say shit at all. Not even a little bit. All right. This is to you guys in the Sun Valley Fox if he's hanging out. Brother-in-law, I hope to see you soon. All right. Dude, member for 6 months. Don't like finding out after paying the horse. Dude. Yeah. How many of you put in $2 to see the $2 whore and then you learned it was a guy? Because Lionheart is a guy. And everybody's putting in $2 to see who the $2 whore is. And it turns out it's a guy. And dude says it doesn't like finding out after paying that the whore is a dude. All right, look. First of all, none of you need to pretend this hasn't happened to you, okay? Don't act like this is a funny joke. Don't act like this is the first time you've heard this story. Don't act like when the lights came on and you went, whoa, 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 where'd you get that? That's a little extra something in the trunk. I'm just telling you, don't act surprised. You know, dude's surprised right now, but even dude knows he's acting surprised, but he ain't surprised. You've never been surprised like that either until it happens to you. But it only happened once. That I can promise you. Well, so I've heard. I've read about it in books. You know, being the saintly person I am, I've never had to indulge in the darker sides of the streets, as you know. Multiverse Media Space, $20. Thank you very much. That throws in some blue diamonds, unless it was on PayPal. But the blue diamonds will drop in there, and they will knock everything the fuck out.
He has a comment after.
If Multimediaverse puts $20 in there, it's going to blow this fucking jar out there. Anything like, is it $20 or 20? Maybe it's $21. Oh.
Read his comment after the 20.
Okay, I was just having a good time. I have a question. I hope it's not misplaced. Do you believe the trick is to fight the power for us to work together to reform or reformat the system? Both have their problems, but the second attainable. I think you have, lucky for you, I've been drinking. Your question makes perfect sense, and so shall my answer. What you're asking there, it folds into itself. The second part folds into the first part. If we work together as a city, as a county, as a state, as a country, if we end up pulling together and working together with some compromises in it, it's a big word, compromises in there, we can adjust the power. We don't have to fight the power. We actually become the power. We become the decision makers. So your second thing, work together. If you get everything together and reform, you are reformatting it, because if you're all together making the decisions in every election across the board, up and down, you become the power. You don't have to fight the power anymore. You can just ask it to, there's the door, please leave, because they're the minority. The problem is, and I did a 2-minute drill. I didn't post it today. So I don't even know if I will. It's kind of sucked. But let me give you part of it right now. Since you brought it up, what is the problem with Republicans? What is the problem with conservatives? If we have good core values that would make the entire country go forward, why does it always take a president who's a conservative Republican to drag us along? Why don't we have control of the Senate? Why don't we have control of the House at all times? Would you like to know? Good. Glad you asked. It's real simple. Now, I've been on this planet 55 years, so I'm going to pass along some wisdom most of you already know. And some of you that have wandered across the channel that are under the age of 30, set down your drink and pay attention, okay? You're going to need to understand what I'm telling you. Republicans, let's say there's 500 of them. They all come together and they got 500 different ideas, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and it's guns and abortion and this and that. Now, you don't agree on every issue, right? Let's say there's 10 issues on the table that we have to solve as conservatives in government. And this is at any level. And you get 500 Republicans. How many of them agree 10 out of 10? Out of 500 people, how many do you think like you find someone who agrees with all 10 of your principles? 20? 30? How many agree with maybe 7? Like, oh, 7, yeah, it's pretty good. It's not what I wanted. I really care about all 10 issues, but that guy, 7 out of 10, I'm good with him. What about the people who agree with 5 of your issues? Or 3? Now, here's where it gets, you're not going to like this. You're not going to like this, so drink a little more so you understand. Here's a problem. Republicans stick to their morals. They stick to their values. You tracking with me? They fight, go, no, I'm not voting for you. I'm not putting you in charge. I'm not voting for that guy for president. I'm not voting for this bill or that bill because I'm sticking to my values. I'm sticking to my morals, and I want what I want. My 10 things are right. But you got a guy standing right over there that thinks his 10 things are right. And you guys both agree about 3. So the whole thing collapses on itself because nobody compromises. Everybody sticks to their morals and their values, and you can't get anywhere. And nothing gets done. And everybody points the finger and fights. Do you know why the Democrats win? Do you know why they're always in charge of this shit? 90% of the time. Because they have 500 people that come into the room, 500 liberals that come in the room, 500 Democrats that show up together. And they have the same problem. They don't agree. They kind of agree. But when it comes time to vote, when it comes time to support, they set all of their personal shit aside. They set their morals, their values aside, and they vote Democrat. They vote liberal. Party first. Why? Because they want to remain in power. They know that if they remain in power, if they unify and they vote, they don't listen to what you're saying. They got tunnel vision. Joe Biden's the best guy for president. He's totally cognitive. There's nothing wrong with him. He falls upstairs because he's like God. He doesn't fall downstairs. And they can come with every story. They're focused on one thing, party first. It's that simple. I'm not saying sticking to your morals and values is a bad thing. I'm not. I'm telling you, from being on this planet 55 years, you have to learn to pick your battles. You have to learn where to draw the line. You have to fight and compromise and go, okay, look, I'm just going to get these 3 right. Can we all agree? We'll work on the other ones later. But we don't do that. We absolutely stick to this one side of thought, and we never let it go. We never come together. And we lose every time. That's why the big issues always get decided by the Democrats, because no matter how much fighting they do, they set everything down. When it comes time to pull the big lever, party first. They want to remain in power. I wish we did. I wish conservatives thought about, we need to be in power no matter what. Win. Then sit back. Once you're in power, you have the Senate, then sit and debate, then sit and argue over stuff. But you got to get there first. You guys are old enough to remember the contract with America with Newt Gingrich? And he brought a bunch of people, a bunch of House, it was congressional, it was men and women, I don't want to say congressmen, but brought them all together and said, we're going to do these things in the first 100 days. We're going to bring them to the floor for a vote, but you got to vote all of us in. They were unified. They didn't get out there and talk about all their differences. All those congressmen said, I like the other 99. I like the other 203. They didn't badmouth each other. They supported each other. When they got there, they kind of did the same thing. They were in power, and they started to work shit out. That's why. When you want to talk about uniting to reform, uniting to gain power, then you got to get the Republicans to, at some point, put your sword and shield on the ground and pull the fucking lever. Once you're in there, then go back to talking about stuff again. Because you're up against a party that thinks party first, power first. Then we'll discuss things. Not saying I want to be a liberal Democrat, but I sure envy some of their statistics when it comes to charts and graphs and how they got to where they are. Just letting you know. All right. All right. Andrew Sauer, I don't know if I agree completely with that. Just like the Dems, they have been caught doing things they state they do not support or work against. Charles Barkley says it best. If you want to talk about that, Andrew, he says, Democrats for the last 50 years were for the minority, we're for the black people. It's all they say. Charles Barkley says they ain't done shit for us in 50 years. They just keep saying, all right, well, this year we're going to keep trying for you. Next election, well, this time around, we're going to keep trying for you. Next election, hell, this time around. That's all it is every time. They're always trying. They're never actually going to do anything. All right, I got to get off the sheets for a minute. The sheets are growing. Oh, my God, woman. All right, well, I don't know. So that one's good right there. Nino Spalding. But what do you do when they apply force? Now, I'm lost. I don't know what you mean by that. I must have missed it. PayPal, Mrs. For $50 just for mom because she's so fine. Yeah, you obviously don't know the hell she's put me through today. Fine is not how I would describe it. Destroyer 1320 dropped in $10. Thank you very much. Any unallocated money. That means he didn't say where it went to anyone under the age of 30. It's a big word. Goes to the whiskey fund. Actually goes to the studio fund, the radio station. We'll get to that next. Dude, rad show. Thanks for wheezing the juice. For these and other gents have no clue. No, that's it. That was a Pauly Shore pull he pulled out there. Wheezing the juice. Grindage. Drop a mem for 6 months. General Glock. Yeah, don't stop right there. Now Glock's not. You didn't pick it either Glock or Kanik. Either way, it's not me. Mrs. For $25 to let the diamonds fall. Now I missed it. Oh, look at. Okay, everybody look at the jar. No more asses. There's no more asses in the jar. Not Mrs. For's posterior and not Lion's face. No asses.
You know what? I have a bone to pick with you right now.
With me?
Yes.
Oh,
right now. Right
God.
now.
Okay.
Outside. Right now.
You and me. All right
now.
I'll drink while you babble. Go
you know
ahead.
what?
Yeah.
You just said a thing about the sheets. Oh, I don't want to do it. They're overloaded. Whatever the hell you just said, you're the one that wants to simulcast on all of the channels. So you got to put up with the sheets. Don't even talk about it.
Okay.
Don't even go there. We are all working our asses off for you tonight to fill the sheets.
Okay, you're not listening.
Oh, I'm listening loud and clear.
If I could spend the entire night just reading the sheets, that's what I would do the whole night.
That's right.
Is that right? I have stuff that I want to talk about. Remember, the show is all about me, not you.
Yep. Just stroke your ego.
Look at me right here. Do you see this right here?
You asked for it.
This is handsomeness.
You asked for it.
This handsomeness must be heard.
Right now, outside. Let's go.
I'll hit a girl. I'll damn well do it.
Well, you could try.
You be the first girl I ever hit, but I'm gonna goddamn do it.
You could try.
Can I? You know what? You can't. You can badmouth me for a lot of things, and you can control a lot of my actions. You know what you can't do? You can't stop me from drinking. That's right.
Well, I can lock you in here.
Lock me in there. You can't. Oh, you can't come out till you read the sheets. All right, I'm gonna get back onto the program. Now I'm really gonna get back. If you're in the sheets, if you got something you said, calm your ticks and dits. You will just wait for it. We'll get to it. All right. There was some stuff. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so that was Nakatomi. You realize that was the first thing on my list, and I've got 50. The first thing I've gotten to 1 in 46 minutes. I got to 1. All right. Real quick, anybody who didn't get a notification from YouTube or didn't get a notification from Facebook, join Patreon. Some of the staff will put up the links. If you join Patreon, you get it's $1. But if you join it, you get an email letting you know where we're going and what we're doing. It gives you a little bit of a heads up about half an hour before the show. So it's Mrs. For Watton says it's the best dollar she's ever spent. And she used to spend $30 a week on the Bookmobile. Not that any of you know what that is. I was going to talk about the ESPN Pigskin Pick'em standings, but Gen X Mom is kicking my ass. So we're just going to skip over that. I showed you the thing right there, and moving on. All right. So, all right. Here's something we talked about on the Bottom Glass Nation show. We talked about on the World show. It's a little bit about Israel, but it just popped up today. We've already been talking about it. You and I have already been talking about this. What happens after this conflict is over? What happens when Israel controls the Gaza Strip? Can they stay there? Can they occupy Gaza? And the UN would say, well, if we're telling Russia not to occupy Ukraine and get out, we're kind of going to have to tell Israel to get out of Gaza. We can't, use the pot calling the kettle black here. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. We gotta figure this shit out. We talked about that. We talked about it from a nuts and bolts street level 2 weeks ago. We said, what's going to happen when? And guess what came up? Hang on, let me find it for you here. I got it here somewhere. Da-dum-dum. And they're talking about it right now. Biden comes out and tells Netanyahu, warns Israel over post-war plans for Gaza. Read the article. He's like, now, just listen, when you're done, you probably shouldn't stick around there too long. We got to get you going on here. We got to get you moving along. You can't just hang out there. I told you this was going to be the big issue. I brought it up 2 weeks ago. We talked about it on a few different shows. I'm sure some of you remember. And now it's becoming a headline. Now they're figuring it out. I told you this was going to happen before. This is the big dish. The two big things is Saudi Arabia, when they choose a side, and they're going to try not to, but when they choose a side, that's a big, big, big deal. And this. How long does Israel stay there, and how long do they get to stay? Because if the UN finally comes out and says, Israel, you got to get the fuck out now, wouldn't China be able to come in and kick Israel out and say, we're just doing the will of the UN. We're just following the mandate of the UN. Why you can't be mad at us. China going to swoop in there and do some shit. Why not? They're just fulfilling the desire of the UN. This creates all sorts of weird problems on all sorts of levels. I told you about it, and then here it is. It hitting us in the face, baby. Okay, this one's kind of gross. So set your drinks down, put your food aside. This one's a little bit gross. But I have a special connection to the story, which is also gross. Disney ride lines are so long, visitors can't control their bowels. Now, I remember as a kid thinking, you'd go on those really long lines. In fact, I think I was on Indiana Jones, so I wasn't really a kid. And I remember standing in line going, oh my God, I got to go to the bathroom. Why didn't they put bathrooms right there in the middle? Every now and then on a Disneyland ride, you'll find a drinking fountain. They're very rare, but once in a while, in the middle of a long line, you might find a drinking fountain. But you know what? You don't find a bathroom. And why not? Wouldn't that make sense when you're designing the ride, you're building the ride? They've been doing this for, 60 years. Why not just think, in the middle of these long lines, let's just build a bathroom right in here. Why not do it? Why is this even a story? Now, admittedly, no one called me. I didn't have Disney call me up and go, hey, we're thinking about making this new ride. You got any suggestions? I'd have been like, yeah, right in the middle of the line, at least in a couple of places, put some fucking bathrooms in there, drinking fountains. Serve some whiskey to the adults. Click. No one asked. So we have to move on. I'm not talking about that one. Yeah, I'm a fan of Elon Musk. I'm not afraid to admit it. I like Elon Musk. I like a bunch of stuff he does. He's not perfect, but neither am I, so we fit good. Except for this. Thousands of people are reportedly lining up to have a portion of their skull removed, and so that Elon Musk can eventually implant an interface between his artificial intelligence computer system and your brain. There's going to be some sort of a neural implant. Yeah, I'm going to pass on that one. I'm with Elon on let's occupy Mars. Let's fly around the planet. Let's build some really cool rockets. Your electric cars are cool. I'm just not going to own one. But when it comes to taking a chainsaw to the side of my head and drilling holes, yeah, something about that doesn't seem right to me. I don't care what kind of a brain surgeon you are. I'm going to pass. Just letting you know. Okay, this one got me thinking. Everyone, you know what? Pour a drink real quick before I click on this one. Because first, you guys are going to agree with me, and then you guys are going to hate me. All right? So let's pay attention. Ready? The Supreme Court leans towards allowing domestic violence gun curbs. Hold on. What they're saying, what they're leaning towards, what the argument is being made is that if you are convicted of domestic abuse, domestic violence, if you are even under suspicion, if you're under investigation for that, if you've been detained because of domestic violence towards your wife, towards your kids, maybe even towards your dog, they want to say you cannot possess a firearm during that time. And if you get convicted, your right to have a gun is revoked. It all is based around keeping the wife and the kids, presumably men are the one doing this, keeping them safe. You don't want to give the asshole who's a violent person a gun. So on the surface, everybody says, that's not too bad. I'd go along with that. That may be a good idea. I'm not going along with that. Now, see, this is where I lost most of you. Now, you just got to listen to me for a second. People of the good ship, hear me speak. That's a deep pull if you guys watched Waterworld. People of the good ship, hear me speak. Why would I be against allowing someone who beats his wife or beats his kids to remove a gun from them? Wouldn't I want that? Wouldn't I want the gun removed? Why would I be in favor of leaving a firearm in a situation that is already proven to be domestic violence? Well, first, let me say I don't want that. I wish there was a way to get around that, to not have that happen. But think about what I just told you, and the broad strokes of what they're considering are very broad. What if they stopped you on the street and said, "Hey, you're speeding in your car. Where are you going?" "Oh, I was trying to get home. I'm late for dinner." "Oh, you're trying to race home? What, are you going to beat your wife? Get out of the car and give me your gun." It's Super Bowl Sunday. We heard most men beat their wives on Super Bowl Sunday. So on Super Bowl Sunday, everybody is a potential abuser. Let's turn in our guns on Super Bowl Sunday. What I'm being silly, of course, but the idea is once you pass a law that under a certain circumstance you can keep a gun, when you're painting with such a broad brush, you could remove guns from quite a few people that don't deserve to lose their right to have a weapon because you said so. Because you can finagle something to fit inside of this new rule. So when you say, well, you don't want domestic violence, do you? No. Well, we're taking your gun away. Why? Well, we saw you kick the cat. What? Wasn't even my cat. It was my neighbor's cat. He was fucking pissing in my garden and shit. Well, that's domestic violence. Give us your gun. I'm letting you guys know that I'm in favor of the spirit of that to protect people, but it's a slope you don't want to start sliding down. Just be careful is all I'm saying. If that comes to a voting machine near you, give it some consideration, because they're always going to paint this one picture, this one terrible picture, and make you vote for it. Then they're going to open it up, and you can't undo it. Genies do not go back in the bottle like you think. All right. So the new podcast is up. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the staff, you can post the podcast link if you guys haven't listened to it. It's Tuesday. It came out on Friday. Tomorrow, the video portion comes out, so you'll be able to find that on YouTube. But the podcast is up, and it's out there. If you think she beats me up in here, wait till you hear the podcast. She just rides me to no end until I wish I didn't even start. She beats the shit out of me the whole time for an hour and a half. Anyway, go check out the podcast. It's a lot of fun. We just had we finished our year number 2. The last episode was episode 104. So the next one that we record, which is in 2 days from now, the next one we record is actually the beginning of season 3. I think that should be an all naked session, don't you? I think you do. All right.
That would include you.
Oh, no. One of us has to be a conscientious observer.
Huh, that would be me.
Well, you're going to be observing yourself, sweetheart. So, can I bring up another I told you so? I would love to do that. Let me have a drink and let me get the I told you so's going. Then we're going to get to something serious, all right? One I told you so. Hold on. Two Bear, nobody's drinking with me. Can you have a drink with me, Two Bear? Thanks, my man. Here we go. All right. I told you guys months ago, we're talking about on the World Show mostly. I tried to bring up on several episodes how China is manipulating the world. They've gone all around the world, and every country that was in dire need of money, that was on the verge of bankruptcy, there was going to be regime change, and everything was fucked up. China comes in and says, well, we're going to give you $20 billion, prop your economy up, and you can pay us back once you get things going. We talked about this, but written in the fine print was if you can't pay us, then we get a port, in your bay on the ocean. We get some land where we can put a military base. We're going to get something from you. Something big. Something you would normally never give China. You would never give them a port for them to put their navy. You'd never give them a prime area to build a base. You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't even sell it to them. But they've got you on the hook if you can't pay them back. I told you this was one of their moves 2 months ago, 3 months ago. We talked about it several times. All righty. Another big fat I told you so coming. And now what does it say? Developing countries owe China 1.1 trillion and the debts are due. I told you. I fucking warned you. It's coming due, and they're going to collect. If you don't have the money, they can absolutely go to the UN, to the World Court, and say, hey, this is a contract. They don't got the money. It says right here we get some of their shit. And they can go back to those countries and go, do you want us to come fucking fuck you up, or do you want to abide by what you signed? If you give us the port, if you give us the land, the debt is free. You're wiped clean. So now all of these strategic loans become strategic bases, become strategic ports all over the world. How clever are they? Just letting you know it's coming due. Now, they can't build anything quick enough before the election in our country, and we can have something to say about it afterwards. But I'm letting you know their plan worked perfectly. We talked about it months ago, and here we are. Just hit the headlines today. All right. So let's slow down a little bit. I'm going to read between the sheets here. My wife's giving me the evil eye from over there. She popped out a boob, which means I have to do the sheets now. I have to. So let me go over here. I'm going to blow through them as quickly as I can. Then we have something important to say. You need to stick around. You need to keep drinking. It's important. I'm doing it. Look, if I'm doing it and I'm an old fat guy, you can do it. Come on now. All right, let's go back up to the top here and see, did you guys erase the stuff that was at Christine Dvorak, $50. Good evening, handsome general, mom and kid for the KGXT. Christina, who is filling in for Loud One, driving this school bus of all of us misfits and degenerates through the hills at a terrible speed. I think the problem was that Loud One didn't want to give up the steering wheel, but he lost it because he wrecked the bus. And when he got back in, I think Christina was driving with vice grips. Has anybody ever driven a vehicle with vice grips on the steering wheel? Like this, one on each side? And I think what he did, just out of spite, Loud One spray painted the windows black. Kind of a dick move, but I think that's what he did. But to Christina's credit, she's still steering things. Michael Rowe, me and Felix 30-year anniversary today. Far out. Oh, I said Michael Rowe. Michelle. I meant Michelle. It's the alcohol. Michelle, it's the alcohol. Michelle Rowe, me and Felix. Felix and I. Felix is not mean. Mean Felix. 30-year anniversary. Happy anniversary. What else we got? Terry Randall, enjoy listening to you and agreed with pretty much everything you say. Haven't found much that I don't agree with. Hey, stick around. We're not going to agree on everything. There's this, the trick is when you find something you don't agree with, you don't walk away from people. And that's what you've been trained to do. Oh, fuck it. Did you hear what that guy said? I'm fucking out of here. So you're only going to surround yourself with people that 100% agree with everything you say. Terrible way to live, trust me. Phoenix Common Star, my good friend Marcus, I'm just waiting for the day the general finally decides to let Marcy have her $2 horse spotlight. It's going to happen. I foresee it. I'm never doing that. The voice that comes out of your mouth, you're a grown-ass man. You should not be able to make the sound of a 9-year-old girl, and you do. Lionheart OG, $1.99, need more peaches to eat all day long. I understand what he's saying there, but it's a family-friendly program. I got to be careful here. Carl Gerard, our favorite Frenchman, $19.99 for Gen X Mom for dealing with my technical difficulties tonight. Damn voice, text on phone duplicated everything, and he's apologizing to you. So you got a $20 apology tonight, sweetheart. Two Bear, $2, KGXG Radio. What's going on with it, Two Bear? We're getting to that. That's the fun side of things as soon as I'm done with the sheets. American Freedom News. AFN, new member. Next payday, I owe you a bottle of Single Barrel Jack, brother. Well, let me start by saying I agree. We'll go with that. Hydrate, TDP, Trippy Dippy Pineapple, who's 30,000 feet over the Grand Canyon right now, reminding me to hydrate. There is water in whiskey, and I've been drinking whiskey. I think that counts. I'm hydrating. Multiverse Media Space member, welcome to being an extra. Multiverse Media Space, thanks for joining up right there. Wow. Right now it's doing it. Can you believe that? Hang on one sec. All right, sorry about that. Throat closed up, but I got past it pretty quick. Multiverse Media, welcome being an extra. Hope you guys welcomed him. I missed it. I was busy talking, telling a story. Scott Royston, and not including Gen X mom, but a lot of women. I can understand why they are hit, beaten, and raped in today's world as they have become very vulnerable and aggressive. Hold on. Scott Royston, friend of the program for a long time. Not including Gen X mom, but a lot of women, I can understand why they are hit, beaten, and raped in today's world. As they have become vulnerable. So you understand getting raped because you're vulnerable, and aggressive. You understand being beaten because you're aggressive. Again, I'm not including Gen X mom. You shouldn't be including anyone, Scott. I know you're not saying you're giving permission. You're not saying, oh, yeah, I give permission. It's understandable when they get beat, but that's almost what you're saying. When you say you understand why a vulnerable person is attacked, you're almost saying, well, it's understandable. Well, I mean, what are you going to do? I know that's not word for word what you're saying, but you're giving me the impression, and you should be on the opposite side of that. You should be standing there when some dude is becoming aggressive towards a chick. You got to be standing there with a bat and going, I don't care if this chick is vulnerable. I don't care if she's running her mouth. I don't care if she's aggressive. I don't care if this girl's throwing boards at you. You're not going to hit her. Now, maybe you guys would disagree with me. That's just me. Now, if a girl was trying to shoot me with a gun, that might rise to the level of me punching her to stop her to save my life. Short of something like that where my life is in danger, I don't care what they do. I'm not doing it. And I'm stopping you if you're doing it. Lee Vadnace and Stay Washington that long already been and Stay Washington that long already been passed when you had to miss France or in court going through it. You cannot own your firearms. You have to improve certain cases that you can on your firearms again and get them back. It's a process. Okay, Lee, I don't know what the fuck you just said there. I'm going to assume that you're a Native American and you're part of the Navajo tribe, and I'm going to try to take what you say and see if I understand. Washington, as the day is long, like a buffalo, takes the white man's firewater, drinks for the powder gun, all in the same notion. That's my best impression of a Native American that I can do from back in the day. It's as good as I get. It's called acting. Relax, everybody. Lee, I don't know what you said. I'm trying to make up for it. Dom and Channel, member for 2 months, $4.99. I just got done with my work. My apologies being late. I try to catch all your live streams. Did a MIG shot to catch up. Well, you got a ways to go there, Domin. You fucked up. You're late. Mugshot to catch up. Jeff B, member for 6 months. I'm so done with life and trying to make this American dream work. I want out. No, you don't want, Jeff. What you do is just got to change what the dream is, my man. You got to be content with what the dream is, not what you're trying to get to. You can always have a goal. You can always have something to aspire to. But if you can be content, if you rent a 2-bedroom apartment and you got a dog and you got a chick that visits you on the weekends, you've achieved it, man. You're surviving in America and you can go outside and go fishing. Doesn't cost you much to have a pole. Your car runs down the road. I don't care if you have a 1982 Subaru. Who gives a shit, man? If you can be content with what you have, no rich guy can ever touch your dream. They're trying to chase their shit they're never going to get, and you will be happier and more content. I promise you. I'm never telling you to lower your standards. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is figure out what the dream really is, man. Figure out what makes you happy and content. That's the dream, to be happy and content, isn't it? Because if you want more than that, fine. That's a lofty goal, but you don't have to have it. The goal for everybody, the dream for everybody, just wake up and be happy, wake up and be content. If you can do that, man, if you can adjust your dream to waking up happy every day, you've arrived, my man. You have achieved it. You don't want to check out, Jeff. Got to readjust, man. Get back to me tomorrow. Have another drink and get a pencil and paper. Write that shit down. That one's for free. You're welcome, America and Denmark. Nick Weishman, $2, and my sheets are complete. All right. Now we all have to stop. This is important. Got to take another drink? I'm going to look at the sheets right now, whether you're on Facebook or whether you're on YouTube. I want to look right now. I want the comment section to scroll by. Is anybody actually raising a glass with me? It's kind of important. I'm waiting. Tina Plexico, you deserve a handsome general. Tina Plexico from Mexico buys her gas at Texaco. Made that up. None of it's true except her name. There we go. Now some are coming in there. We got some drinks, some wine, some whiskey, couple beers. Josh Maddox circling the wagon, a few cups of coffee and some hearts. There we go. This is important. Let's drink right now. Here we go. Two Bear brought it up. I've been thinking about it all day. So pay attention. Gen X Talks has been trying to start a radio station for over a year, maybe almost 2 years by now. We've been talking about it. We've been making our way. We've been taking steps to having a real radio station. Now listen to me what I'm telling you here, because this is important. Everywhere you guys are listening, it is expensive. Not because it has to pay me. I'll work for free. But the music that we're trying to put out there is copyrighted. And ASCAP and BMI have a stranglehold on that. Okay? Keep that aside. Now, there's fees that go along. It's like $250 a month for the radio station that we're tuning into, the host station that does all these. And that's okay. That's a fair price for what they're offering. But that's a monthly reoccurring fee also. Stop right there. What we're trying to do, imagine this radio station where when you tune in 24 hours a day, it's a little app on your phone. You click the app and it has two sections. Listen or check the calendar. If you listen, 24 hours a day is a different song handpicked by me from 1975, let's say, to 1995. And I pick all the music. I'll pick 12,000 songs. I'll pick the order. We'll post it. Now, that's what's in the background. Every now and then when my wife and I record a podcast, you guys never get to hear the recording. You guys get to hear the edited version after we're done. Because sometimes we say some shit that we can't say on YouTube. We can't say on Facebook. We can't even say, well, we could probably say it on Rumble, but nowhere else. So we talk like we do. We express ourselves like we do. But we have to edit some stuff out. There are things I would like to say that I would get kicked off of YouTube. I would get kicked off of Facebook. I'd get kicked off of Twitter, even though Elon owns it now. But if we can make a radio station work, our podcast, as we record them, will go live. You can't replay it. No. It's like a real radio station from the 70s and 80s. When you tuned in with your Walkman, you couldn't go, I want to hear that again and repeat it. You couldn't repeat it. If you missed the show, you missed the show. Now, we'll have the edited version somewhere, right? But the radio station will be live. The interviews that we've been doing, we will do them live. I mentioned there's a calendar. We can say what we want. We can do what we want. They can't shut us down because it's ours. They can't, you can't come shut it down because you're protesting. You can't shut it down because you're going to get a bunch of people to stop funding it. Because the funding is coming from my bank account, which is going to dwindle up pretty soon, and people that support the program. We don't have advertisers yet. We don't have anything. We may not get anything because we're just going to go out there and say what's on our mind. The problem is it's expensive. I'm telling you, when you start playing the music, they come for their money. Now, I've got some angles and some things I'm working on to work with that and deflect with that. But at the moment, we pulled the trigger today. We signed the agreement to get it going. That means the clock is ticking. That means this radio station is going to be up and running soon. The bills are already going to start coming in. We signed on today. Now we have to actually download 16, 17,000 songs one at a time, put them up one at a time, populate the whole thing, then go to the calendar and start putting in shows. Then they give you the tools for an iPhone, and they give you the tools for an Android phone for the apps. And you have to build the app the way you want it and put it out there. And it's all for free. There's no fee. Now, maybe one day there would be if we got going up, but I want you guys to all experience this for nothing. I want you guys to all be able to check it out to see if you like it. Now, if at the end of a year, if we've earned where you guys will spend like $2 or $3, great. If we haven't, no big deal, but I think we can. But the idea is to make it free where everybody can hear what's going on. Your guys is when you call in, yeah, we got the gear. We've already bought it to call into the radio station and talk over the radio. We got the gear to call in and have conversations that we can play. And all the stuff that goes on the radio station, we can pull it out, edit it, and put it up on the Gen X Talks channels everywhere. But you guys get to hear it live. And in between the live things we're doing is the fucking coolest music ever, according to me. What we did was we came up with a way. There are some of you who have talked to me about donating monthly. Not a lot, but believe me, anyone who even calls up and says, I'm doing $10 a month for the first year, believe me, that's your hard-earned money. We don't deserve it. And if you feel like contributing it, I'm telling you, it's a blessing around here. And everybody feels that way. But we came up with a way to kick this thing off where you can purchase, one-time purchase something, and you got to listen. You got to follow me on this, okay? These are aluminum plaques. And what my wife has done is she's edited them. She's engraved on them. So you can buy one of these. I think this one's $50, one-time fee. You can engrave anything you want. You go to the website, you pay the $50, you say you want the green one. You can write from the Smith family. The Smith family loves Gen X Talks, or from Bob Smith for KGXT Radio. Everything you guys do, I'm going to screw these and mount them to the outside of the studio for everybody to see. That's right. Whatever you donate on one of these, and if you buy one this month and you buy one next month and you buy one after that, they're going on the studio. People that come around here, just like all the tin plates we got on the back of the studio, these are going in. The silver one is $100, and you can write on that. It's on the website. You fill it out, you put it on there, you can write your own stuff. Pay attention. Don't leave just yet. They're going to put up the links for you. They'll put up the direct link. The gold one is $250. These all go on the outside of the studio, which is built. If you go to the website, there's a studio link. You can see the entire studio inside and out. It's all there. You'll know what you're talking about. Now, these are 50, 100, and 250. If anybody can do something like that to help it, and I know Biden's economy sucks. I know right now it's the holidays. It is the worst time for me to be doing this, and I'm going to leave them up. I get it. I do. I understand if you can't do it. I wouldn't have money to help somebody right now, I don't think, but I would try. I'm just letting you know that it's out there. I'm going to talk about it because I'm trying to get the radio station up and funded and going. I'm doing it anyway. I've already signed the contract. I'm doing it. Even if it bankrupts me, I'm going to try it. I think it's worth it, man. I think it'd be fucking cool for us to have our own radio station that we can go check into. I really do. So these are 50, 100, and 250. Now, here's the ones that we're probably never going to sell any of. If you get a blue one is 500. If you buy a blue one, it's 500. If you buy a red one, it's 1,000. And if you buy a black one, it's 2,500. Any one of these goes inside the studio on camera. These will be placed around the studio in the background behind me, behind my wife when she's on, behind the kid. They will be there forever. With your name on it, your name not on it, you can put whatever you want on there. You can leave it blank for all I care. But the big ones go in the studio so that when people come in here for interviews, we've already had a bunch of people in here for interviews, they're going to walk around looking at it. They always walk around and look at everything in the studio. When they come to these things, I'm going to be able to say, oh, these are the people that cashed in their 401ks to make the radio station work. It's on the website. They're all there for you guys to choose. If none of them get sold tonight, I get it. I understand. It's a fucking grip of cash. I've never found a way to ask people for money without sounding like a complete asshole. I'm letting you know that the radio station is a real fucking thing. It's really going to fucking work. I think it's going to take off. I think at some point maybe we'll get sponsors after we've been doing it for a year. I've talked to my wife. I've committed a fucking big chunk of our money towards that for a certain amount of time, and she agreed. She's with me on that. But I don't know how long we'll make it without owing more than we take in, which is nothing at the moment. But I'm letting you guys know the radio station's going forward. It's going to be free. If you don't have any money to contribute, you don't have any money to donate, fine. Just tune in, man, because that's what it's really all about. The people that can help out to keep it going are going to. The people that can't, just listen to it, man. Guilt-free. I would do it. Just tune in and listen. It's going to be something special. It's going to be big. There's people in the wings that are getting ready to move some pieces around the board to help. I just pulled the trigger today. My wife finished these today, and we're going to put them up, and there'll be a little thing on the website that shows who's doing what and how. I don't care if it's $10. You want to PayPal $10 and put a note on there for the radio station. I'll take it. Believe me, many hands make light work. And it's the same thing when you get a bunch of people donating $1. It makes things a lot easier to move along. You notice I didn't lead with this tonight. I did not want this to be the focus of the evening. But it's a big thing. It's a little nerve-wracking. When we pulled the trigger on that today, it was one of those things where I look at my wife, she looks at me, I look at her, she looks at me, and she goes, just press the fucking button. So we did. And that was it. We're down the road. And right or wrong, over the cliff, it doesn't matter. I'm going to try as hard as I can to make it work. I don't care if I have to be in the studio 15 hours a day putting stuff together to make it interesting, to keep you guys entertained. And for the first couple months as I'm putting this together, before we actually go live, there's going to be a lot of work, hundreds of hours of downloading stuff and getting it populated to where I can put some pieces around the board. But I've talked about it for over a year. I've bounced it off people on format and style. I've got rid of some stuff they thought didn't work. We've kept some stuff that we think would work. I really think we're going to have something different than anything else anywhere. It is a Generation X radio station for us.
Please specialize.
Hi.
Please say that it's a digital broadcasting station.
Oh, yeah. Well, I did talk about it being an app on your phone. You don't have to be within 200 miles of my house to hear it. No. This goes worldwide. These apps work anywhere in the world. So anywhere you can get a cell phone signal or a Wi-Fi signal, you can be listening. You can listen on your computer. You can listen on the dashboard of your car. If you're driving, Loud One's going to be driving his truck, and he's going to be having it on his radio station. Anywhere you can get anything cellular or Wi-Fi anywhere on the planet, the radio station will be at your fingertips. We don't have a big fucking antenna that we're broadcasting from. No. This is a digital radio station. It's a real thing. Lots of people do it, and they've got it down to a science now. All I have to do is plug heart and soul into it and try to deliver the best content for you guys. And remember, the radio station's going to get everything first, everything live. Then the replays and edit will go on there, and you can all listen to it. But there's going to be a lot of cool shit that we have to edit out. No one can shut us down. You want Generation X to have a voice? No one can shut us down. If the radio station succeeds, they can't turn us off. That's the best part for me. So I'm going to pour another drink right now that I've got through whoring myself out to you guys. But we're friends. It's a conversation. Letting you guys know that we're moving forward. We started the agreements today. We're going to work as hard as we can. This drink is for you guys. This drink is for me. This drink is for my loving wife, who has put up with more than she ever should out of my big, fat, dumb, white ass. This is for KGXT Radio. It's been talked about for a long time. Studio's built. We pulled the trigger today. Don't drink if you're not drinking to the station. All right. So, I don't know. Where was I? Sheets? We got sheets, dear?
Yes.
Nick Weishman, $2. American Free AFN, new member. We need another KLOS. Did you not see the logo, man? Did you not see the logo? AFN, dude. I found the KLOS rainbow circle, oblong, oval logo, and I took out the KLOS and I put in KGXT. Do you have a way to link them to the go to GenXTalks.com, scroll to the bottom. GenXTalks.com, scroll to the very bottom. One of them says studio or studio review or studio progress. Click on that, and there is a sticker this big that we put on the center table out there. You know what? I could show you. Hang on. Watch this. Hold on. Let's see. Where am I here? Look at that right there. There's the KGXT. Is that not what you're talking about? The KGXT logo? That was the KLOS logo. Remember that? I don't think I got another one. There it is. Look at that right there. That is the KLOS logo. That's what I patterned it after. That is my beautiful bride. There's a KGXT logo. That's the KLOS logo, and I patterned it after that. So now you know what I know. Funny you should say that, because I was on the same wavelength. All right. That was cool that he brought that up, man, because then I can show you. Matthew Cole, new member. General, do you plan on to play country music on the radio station? See, I wasn't going to. I was just going to play rock and roll on that, but my wife is a huge country fan. And since she's going to be programming that with me, I got a feeling I would say we're going to have a country hour for country music, but there was a lot of country music that ended up not being twangy and ended up being kind of with a more rock and roll vibe to it. Still very much a country song. I got a feeling that my wife is going to exert her authority in there and mix in some stuff. So don't be surprised if we do get some good solid country music going on in there. Not as much twangy. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to think it's not going to be about how you lost your wife, you lost your dog, you lost your truck, you lost your job. Not one of those country songs. There's other country songs. Matthew, we'll see how that goes. Multiverse Media Space. New member, $20. Let go of the outcome. I don't know. I'm 33. I'm 33, but I've seen it work sometimes. That's why I want to know whether some of the old timers can see that working. I'm not sure if you're talking about the politics or the radio station. Just letting you know, I'm a little lost there. Dude, member for 6 months. Will there be a member fee for the radio station? No, it's all for free. That's why I'm relying on donations to help get things going. Now, after a year, if we've actually made it work, then maybe there'll be like $5 or something to help keep things going. The bills that we're going to owe for the copyrighted music is all I'm worried about covering, and it's going to be insane. I've talked to people that have radio stations. I've talked to people that have had radio stations, and it's a lot. It's a whole lot. I don't know if we can get a sponsor. I don't know. I just want to make the thing free. I just want to make the thing really interesting. I want to make it really fucking cool. Then don't worry about all that other stuff. And I know there's people tapping me on the shoulder all the time. Well, you know what, General, you really ought to be thinking about the sponsors, the advertisers. I'm like, I'm fucking not. I just want to see if I can make this thing work. I just want to see if it's going to be cool. Leave me the fuck alone about trying to generate money. Can we just see if it works? All right. That's all I'm trying to say about that. Not getting mad at the people that are pushing me. Drop them. Can we call in and request a song? Yeah. There's going to be times when I'm live on the radio and you can pick it up. I'll call in. We got the gear to pick up calls now. We can talk about stuff. Yeah, there'll be time for that. Noel, member for 1 year. I've got a couple thousand songs I'd like to pitch. Well, Noel, come over and let's have a drink, and we'll start writing them all down. Nick Weishman, $2 a drink again, which I just did. Frederick Matthew Fried the third. I have a bunch of ham radios and amplifiers. After my dad passed, I bet we would set you up a radio station fairly easily. I don't know what to do with half the stuff. Now, Frederick, if we could simulcast, if I could get a ham radio operator's license and a frequency range, we could broadcast. Now, we'd have to get permission. You'd have to get a frequency. You'd have to own the frequency, but we could do that. You should email me, GenXDad at GenXTalks. You could. All right. Oh, what was in here? Scott Royston, I said vulgar typo. I personally feel nobody should be hit or hurt, but I'm tired of women today playing the victim when a lot of them are independent and very vulgar. Sorry if it came across wrong. I get what you're saying, Scott. It's a fine line there. It really is. It's a fine line on how you describe it. Eric Leroy, member for 1 year. Whiskey time. Fine. All right. Everybody wants me to take a drink. I don't want to. All right. Let's be clear on that. Not interested. I do not want to drink. I don't even like alcohol. And I really despise whiskey. But we are the bottom of the glass nation, you and I. We are a bunch of extras, a bunch of misfits. And the truth is at the bottom of that glass. The truth is at the bottom of every glass. Yours too. It's a very symbiotic relationship. I'm going to drink and lie. You're going to drink and believe it. None of that works. If one of us doesn't drink, well, I'm not going to be the one who ruins this relationship. I'll drink. To the bottom of Glass Nation, Eric, and everyone who said drink. No training wheels. Here we go. Jeffrey Montgomery. Scott Royston agreed. In my opinion, if a woman files a false claim and is found to be doing so, she should have to serve time with the guy if he'd been found guilty plus a year. Yeah, but you're Jeffrey, you're good with that, but serve time with him? You want her to get beat up? All right. Eric Leroy gifted 5 Gen X Talks memberships. Phoenix Common Star, Robert London, Coyote Adventure, Julie O'Malley, and Carl Steffen. Everybody got a membership. That means you guys can peek behind the curtain. The General's Lunchbox is a Facebook page. It's got 3 years of behind-the-scenes stuff nobody gets to see. YouTube community section. Now that you're a member, if you got a membership, if you were gifted a membership, go to the YouTube community section after this live stream's over. 3 years of behind-the-scenes stuff nobody gets to see ever. You got to just check it out. Eric Leroy gifted 5 Gen X Talks membership. I read those already. Scott Royston, already read that one too. Nick Weishman, member, Bottom of the Glass Nation. Nick, thanks for joining up, being a Bottom of the Glass Nation member. Multimediaverse, $10. I would never hit Gen X Mom. GM? Did you read what that wrote right there? Did you get that? It says, I would never hit my GM, my grandma, my Gen X mom. She is my last family. She knows I would never hit her. And because of that, she hits me. Isn't it funny when someone knows you're never going to hit them? They're like, well, then I'm free to kick the shit out of you. But I don't know how to solve that. Yes, it hurts, but someone has to absorb the cost of living. That is the best way to put that. Why do you let your wife kick the shit out of you? Well, someone has to put up with the cost of living. She needs to vent so we can keep moving forward. I don't know whether it's right or not, but it's definitely true. Christina Dvorak gifted 5 Gen X Talks membership. Shalom Jabroni, Crystal Q, Goth Off-Road, Radium Rickshaw, and Stephen Ford. Again, people that can now peek behind the curtain. Multiverse Space Media member, $10. Thank you very much. I read that one. Somebody copied it after they already pasted it. James Balin, are you working on getting the app for the radio station available and approved by the Play Store for Android and the App Store for iOS phones? Now, they already, this company that we signed on with, they already work. They've already developed the apps that work flawlessly. I don't know if they have put those radio station apps up in the Play Store and up on iTunes where you can go buy them. That's on them. We just use the app they've created. If they took the time to submit them to show them they work, maybe. I don't know. I don't know that far. I can always just give you a link to download right off of their radio station, right off of their host. So just so you know, that's how that's going to go. I don't know if it goes any further than that. But I think the apps are free. I have to pay each month. That was one thing I signed on for today. For you guys to have an app available on Apple, on iPhone, and an app on Android, we have to pay a monthly charge so everybody can use that. We just signed up for the whole package, the whole thing. We're trying to move it forward. I don't want to say, well, in a few months, if this works, we'll add an Android and then we'll add an iPhone. Fuck it. We're jumping in with both feet. Gen X doesn't measure the temperature of the water on the first step of the shallow end with their big toe. We fucking jump in screaming, half drinking the beer as we hit the deep end. That's it. We jumped in. Christina Dvorak, member for 2 months, gifted 5 Gen X Talks memberships. I read those. Brad Baker, member for a year, 16 months. KGXD Studios. A lot of you are upgrading to KGXD Studios. If you're a member and you want to go back into the website on YouTube and upgrade, anybody who's the KGXD Studios member, that money's going towards the radio station. That upgrade is helping us. And that's like a monthly thing of like $5 or something or whatever it is. That's going towards this. We're pulling that out and putting it towards the radio station. This is literally from now until January 1st, it's all hands on deck. We're going to push as hard as we can. All right. Brad Beckman, 16 months, KG Studios. Wow, 16 months on this bus. I got car sick with Christina driving. Wow, that is the first complaint about Christina driving the bus. GX Mom, you're beautiful and awesome. Thanks for the behind the scenes work. I hopefully will see you in Vegas, General. Big thing, January 27th. We're all going to Las Vegas. KGXT Studios will be there. Radio station will be there along with Gen X Talks. It's going to be fun. A lot of the staff is going to be there. A lot of you guys, a lot of the names you know. January 27th, we're going to be at the Red Rock Hotel and Casino for a few days, a couple days before, a couple days after, but the event is on the 27th. So if you want to make reservations, hotel reservations, and make plans to go there, turn in your paperwork to take time off work. Do you imagine going there and seeing little name tags of all the people you know in here and you get to finally put a face with the name? That's how much fun these things are. We've already done 2. We do 1 each year. This is the 3rd one. It's going to be great. Shalom Jabroni. He's Jarbo, but I call him Jabroni. $100. Just jumped in, Skull. Awesome to hear about the station. I like all kinds of music except maybe opera. Just remember, joke if they can't take a fuck. Just saying. Yeah, spoken like a guy who's drinking. John Morgan, member for 6 months, $5. I know what I want on my metal square. Talk hard. Man, John, and I know exactly where you got that from. You write that one down. Man, I talk hard. I got goosebumps. I don't know if I can show you that. Can you guys, I don't know if you can see that my hair is standing up. I got goosebumps when he said talk hard, because that's a Gen X thing. That is a deep, deep, deep pull for Generation X. But John Morgan, if he writes that down on one of those, God, what a fucking crown jewel. You're going to want to tap and point at that one. Badass, my fine feathered friend. Badass. John Atkins, new member. Welcome to being an extra. John, it's like a first date. If you just got here, relax. I'll do all the work. All right. Josh Maddox original songs. Carl Gerard, our famous Frenchman. Now, sweetheart, you know that Josh copied and pasted that one. Josh saw that one going through the comments. He's like, fucking A, if I'm going to copy into the sheets. Josh Maddox original songs. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me help you out with something here. Josh Maddox doesn't have an original bone in his body, okay? He's named after someone else. He dresses like other people, okay? He even talks like Bruce Springsteen used to when Bruce Springsteen was 12 years old. He's patterned his entire life around other people. Originality, he can't even say the word. So if you think he's going to develop songs that we're going to play on our radio station that have any sort of originality to them, what fantasy world are you living in? Yeah, we could all go to Disneyland, walk to the back of the park where Fantasyland is, and maybe while we're waiting on a ride for It's a Small World, over the speakers that you hear stuff coming through, maybe then we'll hear a song from Josh Maddox, because that's where it goes. That's where it belongs, and that's the only place you're going to hear it. I love you, Josh. That was a good rant, right, buddy? I'm drunk.
Since you've been drinking, let's clarify the signs real quick.
Clarify the signs. Yeah.
They have to go to the website to fill out the information for the signs. They can't do it during a live stream.
Well, I suppose you guys were putting up the links.
We did, but I'm just clarifying that. Look, please announce that they have to go to the website.
If you guys go to the website, they'll put up the links again. Every moderator put up a link right now while I'm talking. You get a choice of colors. It gives you the option of what you want to buy. You can buy the $50 green one. You can buy all the way up to the black one. It gives you the choice of what color you want to buy and what you want it to say. All you have to do is fill it out. Whip out your Visa Gold card, your American Express, man, your Discover card, and click away. You can write whatever you want. You want to write talk hard on it, go to the website, fill it out, and it's like a purchase. Now, some people asked me when I was setting this up, well, can I have it? Yeah, if you really want it, I'll send it to you. If you want the metal thing, I'll send it to you. But most people I talked to said, no, put it up on the fucking building. Because once we stop doing these, once we get to a point where we stop putting them out there, either we got enough money or people didn't want to buy them, so we pulled them off the website. Either way, the only people that are going to be up there for the rest of fucking all time forever are the ones who did it now. Not today, but in this next time period. You understand? So yeah, you can go to the website, you can fill it out. Don't turn down your volume, man. We're still got a show going on. Some people are going to go there now. Go ahead, but still listen. I got stuff to say. I'm not done talking yet. But yes, go to the website, fill it out, click on the color you want, write whatever you want, write whatever phrase you want, and we'll go from there. All right, now I'm done putting those up. I hope that clarifies everything for you. I can't tell whether you're going to yell at me or not over there. So, all right. John Atkins, new member, and an extra. Dick Weishman, $2. Said that one. John Atkins, new member, $5. Check out Greta Van Fleet. They are a new group that have that classic sound. They are a mix of Geddy Lee and Robert Plant. I'm very familiar with Greta Van Fleet. I am. Trust me. There's no rules on this, on what we put on there. We can do whatever we want. I'm just saying that there's some options on how we go about it. Listen, my wife is really hurting. She's standing up right now. If I tell you this, look right there. See how she's standing? She was standing up trying to fix her back, and that's because it hurts right now in the chair. It's a big, comfortable chair. Thank you, Mrs. Ford. It's got a heating pad on it, but it's tough. It's tough to sit there for that long. Look, it's been over an hour and a half. I've been drinking. You've been drinking. I'm going to have one more right now to you guys. I almost don't taste them anymore. Thank you guys for tuning in, but I got to go. I had more stuff to say. We spend most of the time between the sheets. Well, that's not really a bad thing now, is it? Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for all the conversations we've had tonight. We talked about a lot of stuff. We mixed in some politics. We mixed in some fun stuff. I did not do any of the giveaway things because we weren't on Rumble. We didn't have all the staff here, but I have some great, exceptional, wonderful things to show you guys and talk about for giveaways and prizes next time we meet. Yeah, Gen X Mom.
We have a couple things of money that came through.
Well, go ahead.
Shalom, $20. I hope your better half will play some Oliver Anthony in her block. And also a PayPal just came through from someone. It's still loading. I'm sorry.
Blame the internet. Well, anyway, just wanted to tell you thank you guys for tuning in. It was an important show tonight. We had a lot of fun. I didn't even get to half the stuff. I didn't even give you half a show. But I'm going to next time. This is Tuesday. I got Wednesday off. I got some stuff I got to go do. With Thursday, when we come back, it's going to be another big fun Bottom of the Glass Nation show. Just so you know. All right. Listen, I got to get out of here. You're off the screen. I'm off like a dirty shirt. Yeah, you can steal that one if you need to. I stole it from someone else. I haven't had an original thought since 1973, so everything I'm telling you is made up, plagiarized, or stolen. So what? It's all true, or none of it is. All right. Listen, I need to go. I got to get out of here. Don't forget to figure out how to get to Las Vegas on January 27th. Don't forget to cash in your aluminum cans to see if you can help the radio station. We're doing it one way or another, no matter what. We're going over that cliff. Just want to know if you want to go over with me. I'm out of here. I'm a memory. I'm off like a dirty shirt. Thanks for tuning in around this planet, AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps on the Armed Service Radio Network. Remember, wherever you go, there you are. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side.